Kara Zor-El escapes the dying planet of Kyrpton. She is delayed on her way to Earth. When she gets here 24 years later, she becomes Earth's newest hero, Supergirl. Welcome to the Kyrpton Report, a Supergirl podcast brought to you by Southgate Media. I am your host, Tyler Patrick. You can find me at JTYPatrick on Twitter. So let's get started on what's going on today in the world of the Kryptonians.
There's gasoline spilling on the floor, and the tires are on fire. The Great Springfield Tire Fire, and Popeye's Chicken. And the really interesting effect of Popeye's Chicken makes me hungry.
I thought you were going to talk about the really interesting effect of her hair constantly flowing in no wind.
No, where Supergirl or Superman go, there's always wind.
It's true. It's that windswept look by Garnier.
Garnier, because they know hair.
Oh, yes.
Through the water tower.
Through the water tower.
Tylen. There's a lot of product placement, which is weird, because we look at movies and say, that's a lot of product placement. But in all reality,
this movie has a ton of product.
It feels more normal. That was really cool how she flew by. Just see products that we encounter in our everyday life.
It's true.
And Jimmy Olsen.
Jimmy, goofy-looking Olsen.
The new Jimmy better wear a bow tie at some point, even if it's just like a nod. Like,
well, bow ties are cool again, so he should.
Doctor Who helped bring that back.
That's right.
That was a weird cut right there.
A little strange. The Looking Glass.
Speaking of Looking Glass, it makes me think of like Snow White's mirror.
Yes.
You know, Snow White's mirror, how truthful can it be when you watch Snow White and the Huntsman? And it tries to say that Kristen Stewart looks better than Charlize Theron.
I still haven't watched that movie.
If you watch it, you'll be amazed by just the look of the film and Charlize Theron's acting. Other than that, yeah, there's not much going on other than that.
Well, I love me some Charlize.
There's some interesting cuts here. They just kind of don't.
I love how it's not like, okay, let's stop the tractor. Let's just let it keep going, but we'll take the sharp edge off of it.
Hey.
It's still going into a house.
She's new at this.
That's true.
You know, it makes me think like when a baby wow, she just changed her clothes.
Instantly. Discount Paul Rudd.
That Kryptonian fabric.
It's almost like a...
Oh look, subplot. He's looking at her and falls in love with her as...
But brunette her, not blonde her.
That would be... I mean, come on, think about it. It's kind of like be an amazing power to have if you're a superhero. Mm-hmm. To hide your identity. Your clothes change and...
Well, it almost reminds me of...
Your hair changes.
McGann, Manhunter.
Oh,
because yes. she can change her clothing exterior.
Well, it also makes me just like the best secret identity of all time is Shazam.
Yep. A kid to a middle-aged man.
Completely ripped man. Like I said before, I'd love to see what Billy Batson would really look like grown up, because I don't think he would look like Shazam. He would be like 30, slightly overweight, balding, and then he'd say Shazam and turn into like, you know, Captain Marvel.
That's right.
Shazam, whatever they're going to call him.
So she just had her first Earth kiss, which was really awkward.
Discount Paul Rudd's like, what do I do next?
He almost looks like the guy from Kung Fury.
Oh, yeah. He looks like he should be speaking an 80s action movie, though.
I'd be okay with that.
Solomon agrees with us.
Solomon's like, why can't my first Earth kiss be with
Supergirl?
Slater?
He's like, oh, I like Supergirl too, Daddy. I like the lighting on her. It reminds me of like the way they lit Morticia Addams in the first Addams Family.
Yeah.
Just very clouded and dark.
It's all about the eyes, man. It's all about the eyes,
She reminds me like she should be in Big Trouble in Little China.
Everyone should be in Big Trouble in Little China.
Can we edit a Kurt Russell movie that's Big Trouble in Little China cut with...
Supergirl?
I was thinking Escape from New York. So you had Jack
They are
the same
person.
You had Jack Burton and Snake.
Like, What if his snake was like his alter ego twin brother?
He was Jack Burton before he was Snake.
See, this is the thing about this movie, that I almost feel like it kind of misses the mark, because it's like, we're going to bring in magic and witchcraft, but not really. It's just going to be like, it's kind of like what we talked about earlier with Lex Luthor in the first Superman. They didn't really know what he was going to be, so it's just kind of a clown.
Yeah. I feel like what we're looking at is a whole season's worth of a show meshed into one movie.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, this probably came in like episode 9 or 10 after development. It's still fun to watch, though.
It is. Mine is... Oh, there's that weird ball thing from the beginning.
It looks a lot like our new microphone.
Yes. The blue snowball.
Which is...
Poltergeist.
Just cut in, like, it's called, like, 80s hero movie. We'll cut in scenes from Poltergeist. Now, look in the background. It's kind of funny because it's a set because they're living in an amusement park, but it's like,
yeah.
You know what? We could get away with this making it look like a cheesy set because it's an amusement park. It doesn't have to look
on the
real.
haunted house ride, which I think is a great place to live anyway.
I mean, it's great. It's definitely stereotypical supervillain, like Scooby-Doo villain.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, you know, kind of like in Batman and Robin, we gotta find Mr. Freeze. Maybe we should start with all the old abandoned facilities that were for freezing stuff.
Hey, let's do a thermal scan and find the coldest place in Gotham. I bet he's there.
Or, the Joker's hiding out. Hey, there's an abandoned laugh and toy factory, joke shop. Nah, he wouldn't go there. That's too on the nose.
No, that's probably Trickster.
Oh, look, a Sam Raimi shot. Trees just falling down as Mist moves in.
Oh, Sam.
Wait, this is 84, right? Evil Dead 2 is out, right? Does it came out 82?
85, I thought. Google.
I'm pretty sure it's out by now. But even Evil Dead 1's out, we know that.
True that.
The 2 is always the more interesting. Okay, Evil Dead 2 was 87. Wow, it was a lot later than I thought.
I thought it was 85.
Because Evil Dead 1 got an official release in 81. But it was really weird how that whole thing came out.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about Evil Dead too much?
Because of Sam Raimi. There's a Sam Raimi shot in Supergirl. With the trees.
Solomon's like, Daddy, Uncle Chew, get back to the Supergirl. I swear, I wish I was like an actor like back in the day and did one of these legendary roles like this. I would just live it up. But I would be like cool. Like, if you went to the con and you saw me...
She's kissing herself in the mirror because she doesn't understand human culture.
Too bad she didn't have the Matrix. But like, if I was a cool actor, like, you could go to a con and see me.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't charge you for a picture.
I would go
or an autograph. Thanks, buddy. I'd just be like, yeah, just glad you remember who I am.
You know, yeah, now mind you, most of these guys, with the exception of like the new folk, that's how they make their money.
Yeah,
but
there was one at a con I recently went to. I won't say who it was. This scene reminds me of the miniature scene of Superman Returns.
Yes.
Where everything's just falling apart and collapsing, but in this it's actually the environment. That's what we need. Okay, here's 2 movie titles that need to happen.
Sure.
Just to play off of each other. We need Superman Begins.
Okay.
And we need Supergirl Returns. Because we have Batman. We have Batman Begins. And we have Batman Returns. So we just need to keep borrowing each other's titles.
Oh, I'm okay with
that. Wow.
There's that transition again.
That was a really cool shot, though. Like,
it is. You know, the thing you have to admit about this movie, even though it's weirdly written...
That's a weird-looking statue.
...is it's really well shot.
Yeah, it's one of those, like... I was recently watching the Thomas Jane Punisher film.
Yeah.
And it really is a high-quality, low-budget movie. Oh, look, A&W again.
Like, the acting's terrible in the Thomas Jane movie. But it's still a good movie.
But just look at the production value. It's all practical effects, and it's just the way they did it. It's all small, like really self-contained.
Yeah.
This is really cool. She's fighting an invisible
She's fighting
entity?
the elements, almost. See, again, this is where the movie doesn't take itself seriously enough to give us enough information. Solomon's like, I totally agree, Uncle Chewie.
Yeah, he just can't talk yet, so he just makes sound when he's agreeing with us.
Yeah.
He's going for the role of youngest podcaster. He's like, I'm 4 months. Only comment on this, Daddy. Yeah. I feel like Solomon would be kind of like Chicken Boo. Like, everyone agrees with him, and like, he doesn't go, but everyone's like, yes, he's a genius.
And then he's like, alright, Uncle Chewie, you got me some food.
But really, this is like the scene that seems like it's directed by Raimi.
No, totally. It's that dark and mysterious fighting elements without really any explanation. I'm not sure how she expects to fight a cloud with a lamppost.
I do like the score, though.
I love the score. The score is epic. Okay, so now she has the electrified lamppost. So that's why she went to the clouds.
And she's force lightning the
whatever that.
The Scooby-Doo villain?
The Sam Raimi demon hand. This is Poltergeist. This movie is Poltergeist.
Right here it is. It's very right there. That scene was very reminiscent of an episode of Scooby-Doo. And
those meddling superheroes.
I just want to hang out in a kimono-looking robe.
I just want her to pick up her apartment.
You have magic. Clean.
And an assistant. Girls in short red skirts.
Yes, he does. I like how she's in her costume, walking around school.
Drunk resident advisors.
The first cosplayer, Supergirl. Maybe this was really shot to be a television pilot.
There's so many elements.
Look at that
about
Beelzebub and looking devil right there.
The cricket with boobs. And see, here's the thing. I don't ever remember this character ever showing up again.
You mean this character made just for this movie?
Yeah. Like, were there not enough Supergirl villains when they made this movie, or were they trying to make something completely different?
You know what? It's a very good question. I think Supergirl's she's had a hard time, I think, carving out her own rogue of villains.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of comes down to a lot of the, for better or worse, legacy characters.
Yeah.
Like, you think of who Nightwing's villain is, or Batgirl.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really have that arch. They fight off other people of the rogues gallery of the main hero.
Yeah.
And they've done a good job in comics creating villains, but nothing that's pulled and transferred to the other mediums.
Yeah. Okay, so there we go. We have the tracking bracelet again. And,
the really weird statue. She's
starting to piece together that maybe I need to go find this thing again. This movie.
It's interesting. Hot and cold.
There's actually, there's a lot of good in this movie, and a lot of really good concepts in this movie that just kind of jump the shark.
I'm waiting for her to pass one of these pillars and turn to Supergirl. Oh, they faked me.
They decided not to do that same trick again. Lightsaber earrings.
It would be really fun to edit that shot. I mean, it would be difficult. You just film it twice, and then pick a spot and splice it together.
Yeah. Now, okay, so when she puts the orb in the demon sculpture, does that stop the tracking ability?
Maybe. Is it lead?
It might be.
Is it connected? The interesting about this movie is not when you watch a movie, you can kind of see where the plot's going. You get that feeling of the pacing that we're reaching the end of the film.
What is Supergirl's major weakness?
Kryptonite?
Besides kryptonite. Is it magic?
It's just like Superman's. I mean, kryptonite and magic.
Where's Zatanna?
Yeah, where's Zatanna when you need her?
Where's Fate?
They're like, look. Oh, here we go.
This almost really does feel like an episode of Young Justice. Just like a long episode of it, like an origin.
Discount Paul Rudd.
He went to the Hallmark store.
Poor guy. Why can't it just been something more simple? Why can't it just been Jimmy Olsen? We could have created that conflict of...
Well, yeah, it would be a conflict with a roommate.
Of Lucy, of Jimmy... No, let's just make it like this. Jimmy's in love with Supergirl, but doesn't notice Linda, and likes Lucy, but doesn't like Lucy.
This is kind of where the movie takes an anti-feminist turn, because it stops being about a female superhero and starts being about a witch and a Supergirl fighting for the same dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's a bit heavier for you. Trying to sweep you off your feet?
She does the sweeping in this family.
That's right. Now the next question is this really Supergirl love, or is this just magic?
I think...
Because maybe Discount Paul Rudd really does like her.
I think it's magic, and then she just doesn't know what to do. So.
Well, okay, again, if we go back to the original concept of this movie, where she's supposed to change age as she travels, she still has, like, the mindset of, like, a 6-year-old, a 10-year-old or whatever, so she probably has never been taught what any of these feelings mean or what their importance is.
Wait, he just had a stroke? That would be funny. But you know what you were saying about weaknesses is, like, how much of a stronger story would it be? I mean, Supergirl has the same weakness as Superman. Kryptonite and magic.
Yep.
And the person she's fighting is a witch. Okay, boom. That's somebody who has the upper hand.
Yeah.
Because her power set is the weakness. Kind of like why Superman has a hard time fighting Black Adam.
Yes.
Or when they, like, putting Superman against Shazam. Like in Kingdom Come is an awesome fight. I just really like the concept of Shazam. Like, if you do it right, like a boy that idolizes Superman then basically becomes Superman. But at the same time,
a little guy right here who idolizes Superman, that's right.
Yeah, he does. That's why he's wearing his Superman new bib and onesie of many. One onesie of many.
One onesie to change them all. To the same onesie.
I was about to say, I could change him, and like, did you change him? Yes. I put on the other exact same onesie that he has. But no, it's cool. Sure, he has multiple Superman symbols, but they're all slightly different. Colors, styles, sizes.
I love the colorization of this movie. Gostane.
I'm a really powerful witch. I will turn on the carnival ride and make it go fast. To the girl that can fly.
That's right. Although, I would ride this carnival ride.
So would I. So would I.
Speaking of which, I actually passed a carnival on my way here today, and the only thought I actually had was like, oh, this is gonna be interesting. We should just do the podcast of this movie at a carnival.
You know what makes this even more dope? If this was old and abandoned circus, and it was Haley's Circus. Like, it went out of business. Let's just tie in some, you know, we can drop...
Actually, you know what? Because they weren't really doing Easter eggs.
I know.
During this, but if they did, how great would it be to, like, have her walk by something and there's a flyer for the Flying Graysons?
For real, like, that was a really cool drop. I'll tell you what, you know my favorite? I have two scenes.
Boots.
There's two scenes that I love in Superman Returns.
Okay.
The way he lands was just awesome. See, I feel really... Kara, Argo City, the daughter. The thing that makes me, I cannot remember. This is before Crisis, so she hasn't died.
Yeah.
In the Crisis. And the Supergirl that died in the Crisis, wasn't it Kara? It wasn't the Matrix. That was after Crisis, when we got Matrix, Supergirl.
These are the coolest bumper cars I've ever seen. Football bumper cars.
Yeah, that one was a football. That's straight up the Bengals. Wow, she just...
Was this movie shot in Cincinnati?
Not that I've read. It'd be funny if it was.
Oh no. Which one do I pick? Probably the one at the beginning.
That looks like the Bengals and the Browns. Or no, it's the 49ers and...
Oh, they're all different ones.
Yeah.
There's even the Rams.
I saw the Steelers. That's right. We know something about sports, too.
I know of sports.
Yeah, I know their sports exist, and that there are team names that I recognize.
Okay, so there she goes with her favorite weapons, the spears.
This, right here, okay, this shot right here, later stolen by John Wesley Shipp.
Yep.
Just keep doing the same thing, and we'll speed it up and make it look like you're doing it faster. A lot.
So she creates the cage around the witch, kind of like in Spider-Man 3.
Oh. Raimi, were you stealing from Supergirl?
Hey, it might have been.
But then Supergirl, the new pilot, on the trailer, stole from Raimi with their running down the island, down the alley changing.
Yep.
Please fly after her. From the cage that has no top, and you're a powerful witch, just fly away after her.
She needs a broom though, doesn't she?
She's not that kind of witch.
Seems to be Hocus Pocus meets Supergirl.
I'd watch
This
that.
is cool. Really? I can't tell.
Hocus Pocus is a dope movie.
It's a great movie. So, okay.
So Supergirl,
So
she's not in
Supergirl's
love
now
with.
been kind of discovered of who she is.
Now, how's he gonna feel? Because he's in love with Linda, but Supergirl's gonna make a move on him. He's gonna reject her.
Right. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, is he gonna be able to tell the difference between blonde and brunette?
No.
No.
Not
Although I
only-
guess their face doesn't really change.
The face doesn't change, but the hair color and style does, and the clothes. You gotta give it up for that.
Heck yeah.
This was really kind of neat. She's just gonna fly him around while he chills in a bumper car.
I would like to wake up in a Rams Washington bumper car with Supergirl flying me over a lake. Just because.
It would be interesting. That's to say the least.
Boyle finished his popcorn already.
How far away is he? He's like...
Okay, so this movie, I can never really tell where they are.
That was a random rock that... Nope, not random. Is that a rock or a melon that hit him?
Okay, so her powers seem to vary in ridiculous amounts to really, really simple things.
Yes.
Did we decide in the last episode if she's getting the power from the orb?
I feel like the orb
Is increasing her power, maybe?
Yeah, the Tesseract. Orb of
Tesseract.
Oh, please pull him through the mirror. Please pull him through the mirror. It's like a portal. Dang it.
I love... We need you to be more witchy, so just say everything slower and
We need you to add more witchy. Act like Bela Lugosi and Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
You mean Bela Dracula Lugosi?
Yes. Come back.
That really awkward statue they keep going back to.
Yes. I like how she has a cigarette that looks like it's lit, but there's no smoke. Now here's my thing.
This really is the oddest episode of the Golden Girls I've ever seen.
Thank you for being my friend.
Thank you for being my witch friend.
Did she just open the rock?
She did just open a rock.
No,
it's a coconut.
Coconut that came from where?
Diamond coconut. Oh no, so he gets hit in the head with a coconut. I guess if he got hit in the head with a rock, he probably would be dead.
Yeah, that's all. I was kind of like,
Oh, she's gonna bring discount Paul Rudd back to life with coconut milk.
oh, it didn't bring me back to life with angry.
I'm not a coconut fan.
I hate coconut.
I like coconut water. But, yeah. Oh, Toothy McTooth is back. Toothy McNigel. Hey, Solo. I feel like Nigel is supposed to be a member of something so much bigger than just a friend of a witch.
That happens to be at the same school.
But happens to be at the same school. That's the thing. Again, this movie misses so many marks. Like, we could introduce a whole league of villains running a school as their front, you know, but we don't.
I feel like Discount Paul Rudd was it should have been Jimmy Olsen, just because it should
really
have tied
should have
back
to tie everything back together
and make it a little tighter. He feels like a very one-off character that we really didn't need.
Well, let's see. Supergirl never had her like Lois Lane, did she?
I mean, they always tied Supergirl a lot to Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
Being like, they teamed up in a really cool episode, and he always kind of had a thing for her.
Actually, you know, now that he's shaved, he's less Discount Paul Rudd.
I feel like I should go back to the 80s and be an actor. You didn't have to have as good at chops.
No, we didn't have to look as good either.
Amen on that.
We'd be Fat Best Friend in all the comedies.
It'd be amazing. We can do this.
Okay, so now she's arguing with Discount Paul Rudd about the fact that her alter ego can take care of herself, even though she's totally into him.
Yes.
This movie.
I'm sticking with my theory that this movie takes place somewhere during Superman 4. Like, you could edit Superman 4 into this film and probably make it stronger.
Well, totally.
And make it interesting as why Superman's not around. Alright, Voodoo. I like how she always has a drink in her hand or a cigarette. She's like lounge act sidekick.
And she always has to wear a bright color.
I feel like they might have just knocked out all of Serena's scenes, like in day one.
Yeah.
Because they're all like on this one set.
And they're all in the same costumes. They never change.
They're like, hey, we're going to have one long day of shooting, and then we'll need you another day for some pickup shots outside scenes, and we'll be done with you.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all wearing the same suit.
For this movie.
No. This isn't like Fantastic Four.
So I think she's starting to learn here what the idea of Earth love really means. You know, fighting for somebody despite all the odds, even if there really are no odds against that person.
Yeah.
Earth kiss number 2.
Earth 2? What? Power Girls in this?
Oh, God, if there was. Could you imagine 80s Power Girl on film?
When was... I feel like Oh, he knows it's her from a kiss.
You know what? That's bull.
Oh, he just... he totally just disappeared in a quick edit and appeared on the bed in chains. And she's left
like, why are you not still kissing? Did he run away? Did he disappear?
That fast. I could have, like...
I really wish they'd explore more about how she doesn't know a lot about Earth in this.
Solomon doesn't like this tooth. Why is she kissing Nigel? I don't know why she's kissing Nigel.
Is she doing something to him now?
She's gonna steal the voodoo stick. And turn him into...
Is that how voodoo works?
Oh, nice.
Old Nigel.
Really love the cuts of how they put the stick in front of the camera.
So not even clean.
So he could just cut in the background.
Is that tire fire still burning?
I don't know.
The Great Springfield Tire Fire. Wait, where did this mountain come from? This town looks a lot like the town from Thor.
When you need an old town, just go to New Mexico somewhere. It'll be alright.
Yep.
Wait, there's a castle on top.
I feel like this movie
she's flying.
is achieving a lot.
Where is she going? Like, looks like she's in New York now. Like, she went from New York
I'm so happy
Canada?
she can somehow understand Earth's geography so quickly.
See, if there hadn't been that weird she came from water, not space thing.
Yeah.
Oh, she's back to that little town.
So she only knows New York and this little town.
There could have been, like, that scene, you know, like in Superman, where you have...
This could easily be Fate's Tower.
I was thinking Face, that could be Lex Luthor.
Yep.
Like, I feel like you could cut in a scene from Superman 4 right here with Lex Luthor.
I think it would have been cool to bring in a Superman villain for this movie. Because here's the thing, you know, Christopher Reeves knew about this movie, signed off on it, was all for it and everything, but they never used him in the film.
Because this one was being, like we talked about, this was being filmed in, paganism. This one was being done right after with Superman 3, and with Superman 3 not performing as strong as they had wanted, the budget for this got cut. Christopher Reeves pulled out his cameo, which I think he still should have just done just...
I think they made the cameo just by the poster.
Yeah, but just having him and Kara together.
Yeah. Even if it was just in silhouette at the very end. Ah, the glass wall.
She's being sent to the Phantom Zone.
Ah, Zod!
So much got taken away from this movie because of Superman 3, which, you know what, I'll be honest,
So-
I've watched Superman 1 and 2 so many times in my life. It wasn't until 2 years ago that I finally was able to finish watching Superman 3 all the way through.
3's rough, dude.
I think 4 is, but the thing about 4 is I saw it so much as a kid, where he fought Nuclear Man was cool as a child.
Yeah.
That watching it now, just knowing it's bad, you expect it, but 3 is like one of those, you start off with hope. She's in a plastic bubble watching.
I'm in a glass case of emotion. Literally.
The guy she just met.
Phantom Zone.
So, did she learn about the Phantom Zone at some point in
So
time?
the Phantom Zone is magic now?
It's not a different plane, because Supergirl just got banished to the Phantom Zone. Into space? Oh, let's retcon this. She flies out right here, and then we see the explosion of Zod, and then... So this is even before Superman 2. And, like, you see Zod and them, like,
So this
flying
isn't
down.
even the Phantom Zone. She's just traveling by mirror.
Oh, you don't travel by mirror when you need to get places?
No, it just seems inconvenient.
Solomon, we're sorry, we don't mean to talk over you, buddy.
We're not talking bad about you, lady. Although you have to admit you're watching the same thing as us. I think he might still be a little hungry.
Did she get sent to the dark side of the moon?
Sure.
She's on the dark side of the moon. Solomon's
Is
like,
this supposed to be the moon?
I don't know, she's bleeding. Or was she transported to the Phantom Zone?
Oh, wait, hold on.
The magic Phantom Zone.
I was about to say, why is she bleeding? How can she bleed?
Magic? Well,
Helen Slater really does give a great performance in this movie.
yeah, it's one of those things like Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor is an awesome actor, and he does a good job as Obi-Wan Kenobi. But he gave the performance that the director wanted and wanted for that. And I mean, yes, it's Star Wars, and you can't argue with George Lucas on what he wants. It's his thing. So I mean, you know, you can be a really good actor, and the performance is what the director wanted, but it doesn't translate to the mass audience.
Yeah.
So
I would love to read the original script and concept for this movie.
Dude, if there's any script, I'm ready. I want Mario Puzo's script for Superman.
Yeah, that too.
The 300-page script before it was whittled and changed and adapted and reworked and then split into two to be two movies. And then Tom Mankiewicz worked on fixing it. Could you imagine that script? I mean, if you watch Superman the movie, it really does work kind of like a 3-film thing because you have the huge chunk of Kyrpton. And I always watch the extended cut anyways.
So she landed in a pool of black and green jello.
Jello. Once again, we're back to the Raimi. Okay, I see Tylenol. Now see, look, they're really close to this small town. And there's old Nigel.
Why does no one else in this town think this is weird? And what are they? What? Wait, hold on. So now they're protesting the witch? Did they even know about her before?
Selena must go. Dorm say no to Selena.
Hold up, So this person, Selena, is actually known in the community?
Well, they figured out her secret identity. The Gestapo is there. Her minions that she just had.
It's the weirdest episode of Itchy and Scratchy I've ever seen.
I feel like actually this is a prequel to Back to the Future, and this is what Marty's brother was doing before he got his chicken shack job.
This is what happens between 1953 and 2015. Who is this? You know what? Okay, let's go back here real quick, Tyler. I remember distinctly the first time I saw this movie thinking that there is a weird change in the middle of this that makes absolutely no sense, and I think we found it.
I feel like they filmed it and they were like, just take out that scene where Selena reveals herself and this all makes sense. Just take that out.
Take that out.
And
so
no one will notice.
We're now on the set of Ghostbusters 2 because everything's covered in jello.
Oh, yeah.
And here's Martian Manhunter?
No, if that was Martian Manhunter, I'd be all about it.
Oh, it's Peter O'Toole. I forgot about this. Drunk Peter O'Toole. I want him to play Osborn.
Now he's getting a minor drunk with a spray bottle. It's actually hairspray.
This is Daddy's juice.
Okay.
Do you want a drink?
So they are in the Phantom Zone. Man, I can wrap my head around a lot of things that are like illogical and stuff, but this movie's just got me.
Sense. How does the witch know about the Phantom Zone?
How do the people know about the witch?
Happen? So because she picks up the voodoo feather duster, she now lives in a gold palace on top of a mountain?
We need to get more feather dusters.
Yeah.
And there's
people
Jimmy
in
Olsen.
cages.
And Lucy.
And some random, Nigel McToothy Tooth. You know, the thing I have to respect about this movie is it actually does care about what it's doing. It treats this as if they're making a large budget film.
Right, and they're making it more fantasy. And sometimes in fantasy you can take out the illogical.
Yeah, it doesn't have to make logical sense, but...
Oh, Zoltar's trying to give us some dialogue and...
The fact that we're not really understanding how and why he and she are now in the Phantom Zone.
He's trying to explain it and it's not making sense. For what?
My name is Supergirl.
Azus.
I was popular once.
I do like to actually show us what inside the Phantom Zone is like.
Yeah, and at first I thought maybe she wasn't in the Phantom Zone. She was back where she was living originally. You know? But... oh my gosh.
I feel like you could edit. Let's just take some footage from this and the Superman movies and edit some things. We could probably make 2 really good short Supergirl films.
Yeah. You know when you remember when Peter O'Toole was in Lawrence of Arabia?
Yeah.
And then he did this. He did this after Lawrence of Arabia.
He looks like he should be playing Paul Hogan's father in the Crocodile Dundee the prequel.
Crocodile Dundee 3. Dundee back here.
See, I like this right here. She's very optimistic, like the character should be.
Yeah, I don't like a negative Kara or Kara or whatever you decide to call her. Youthful optimism is what Supergirl always needs to maintain having.
Yes.
Peter O'Toole, stop trying to get a child drunk.
So she was going to create a singularity, which is a black hole trying to escape the Phantom Zone. Now, here's my question. Her mirror glass shattered when she got to the Phantom Zone.
So
and
shouldn't
she's
she
on a
have
plane.
shattered?
Okay?
Yeah.
Zod and them were just in their mirror glass, and then when it popped, they were freed. They never made it to the plane. Like, it kind of reminds me of like one of those things where you don't really watch a movie and then you make a sequel to it, and there's things that just don't make sense because...
You know what? I figured it out.
Okay.
I figured it out. Okay. This is not the Phantom Zone. What this is when the witch casts her away, she's using her fear of the Phantom Zone, which she was told of as a child, to create this space as her prison.
I like
to torture her.
I like it. It makes more sense that way.
Yeah, because the Phantom Zone is, I don't think it's controlled by magic, it's just, what it is.
It's like it's another plane of existence.
It literally is a plane of existence that is a prison.
It's a wasteland and they used it for prisoners.
I love how she's taking over the United States really slowly.
It would be fun if she on that map it said Otisburg or Lex something.
Lexco.
Australia. Well, this definitely shows that she did do some costume changes and that she did get out of the one set. So maybe she was on for a couple other days. Now they're coming back from Oz.
Don't hit Paul Rudd.
Discount Paul Rudd.
Oh, yes, sorry.
We don't want to... This movie makes a lot of like inference jumps in story. Like, if we just go here and go here.
Yeah, it takes a lot of liberties with our ability to think about what's happening.
And it's hard because I don't know, I watch a lot of older movies too, so I don't like scrutinize. But there's some things that just don't quite get there and make sense. That we need a little bit more logic to why. He's like, fall into the red tornado. And that's how Red Tornado got born. Supergirl.
My thing is, I don't even need logic to know why we're here. I just need a story that tells me how we got here, or why we're here.
even a giant MacGuffin of a story would be fine.
Just something.
This movie, it's so sad. It has a 4.3 on IMDb. It was made for $35 million.
I want to see if this movie has any 5-star reviews on Amazon.
Someone gave it a 10-star review on IMDb.
What?
I'm like, okay, I won't read your reviews right now because I got other things to do, like finish this up. Why couldn't Zoltar just be the bad guy?
Seriously?
That'd be a nice little twist.
Okay, again, this movie doesn't try to take itself too seriously. I love that discount Paul Rudd's eating popcorn, watching this weird version of Wizard of Oz.
Like, what if Zoltar escaped with Kara and actually he engineered the whole thing?
So expensive.
Because they had to pay Peter O'Toole.
I'm looking at Amazon currently.
Oh,
$86.93 with only one copy left.
Oh, I told you I found it at buybacks, and it was. Hold on, I'll pull it up. It's on our Twitter. I found both versions at buybacks, and I'm gonna pull it up right now. I like how she's naturally had to put glasses on to read. It was $13.99 for the regular version, and then the director's cut was $22.99 used at buybacks.
Huh.
Like I said, I just wish they would have included this in the Superman box
Okay, so
set.
this is actually the limited edition DVD that has both versions of the movie. The one not shown in the US and the director's cut. This movie hurts. Goodbye, Peter O'Toole.
Zoltar is going to Oz. That's the Wizard of Oz. That's how he got there.
I would kill to see Peter O'Toole play the Wizard of Oz.
That just links right here. That's how he got to Oz. Was from the fake Phantom Zone.
Well, it makes sense too. He befriends a little girl. It doesn't have to be Dorothy.
He makes up Dorothy later.
So
here goes Carter.
Okay, so we're gonna write how Zoltar is the Wizard of Oz.
I like it. I like it, Zol. The Wizard of Oz is actually Kryptonian. I love the flying of the cape, the hair. She's standing up.
Awkward statue. Why is she always next to the awkward statue?
And she's flying through the singularity, straight out of it, into the glass, into the palace.
Alright. Now we're hopefully going to see the full extent of her power.
Have they used the word Supergirl yet in this?
No, they've called her everything but. Like, she literally just called her Bluebird. Hot spikes, hot spikes, hot spikes.
Are they supposed to look that fake? Or
I love how Lucy's like, I don't like this, and Jimmy's looking at her like, I kind of do.
I wonder how much they paid Mark McClure or what they got him to do to be in this.
That's a really great question.
Hey, freeze breath. That was
one of the balls is empty.
really awkward that I could tell those were mannequins.
Yeah.
in there.
Actually, to be honest with you, I'm looking at this movie and I keep forgetting that it was made by a British director. And this movie really doesn't play like an American film the entire time. Even down to the storyline not making complete sense and just kind of expecting you to follow some stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like we should have watched this with commentary.
It's so, yeah. Then there'd just be a lot of talking. But it's so weird, okay, I'm pulling up. He did a lot of TV, but we'll jump to his films, okay? What Schwartz did.
Effects-wise, this movie really hits the mark.
I mean, he did a lot of TV. But okay, we'll get in 78, he did Jaws 2.
Which actually is a good Jaws film.
It's darker.
Yeah.
It's nuts. I mean, it's hard to follow up Spielberg. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Then he did Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeve.
It's not bad.
And then he did something called Enigma, which I've not seen, the Supergirl. And then he did Santa Claus, the movie, which I have seen when I was a child. Which...
The Tim Allen movie?
No, Santa Claus, the movie. 1985 with Dudley Moore.
Yep.
And John Lithgow.
Yep.
And that was a good one when I was a kid. I haven't watched it since. But I could see that being connected to this style. But then after that, he went back to TV. And it's just done a lot of TV. Like we talked about, he's done Supernatural, Smallville, Bones, like a lot of TV.
Well, you know, I keep thinking about what you and I have been saying this entire movie about how this really does feel like an extended television show.
And she just
summoned a fog demon. I am Zool.
Zool.
Are you the gatekeeper? I am the keymaster.
Just use your heat vision. I swear, if I was Superman, I would use two things more than anything: flying and heat vision.
My problem is, I know I could never be Superman, and you know why? I would use all the powers I have without letting people talk. I would just be like, oh, I'm gonna punch you to the sun.
I would just heat vision. It's like some sort of dragon. I feel they spent a lot of budget making sure her skirt didn't fly inappropriately.
A lot of tape. A lot of tape went in this movie.
This is really bizarre.
This is really dark. I don't remember the movie being this dark as a kid, but I also don't remember Supergirl almost being eaten by a demon.
It reminds me like it should be like on Willow or Legend.
Yep.
Some really bizarre, airy film like
Go
that.
get him, discount Paul Rudd.
Be the hero.
Be the hero we need, not the hero we want.
And definitely don't deserve, like, we deserve better.
Okay, so she's like almost being possessed by the demon.
She's hearing Zoltar's voice.
Zoltar.
Why could it have been more simple and just been her dad? Or her uncle? Fly through her? Wait, did she shrink?
She did shrink to like a peanut. And now she's making a tornado out of the witch. Selena Tornado. Hurricane Selena. There we go.
Now she's in the same spot with the really
Demon Dragon.
That's...
Did you ever see the made-for-TV Alice in Wonderland?
Which one?
Martin Short playing the Mad Hatter.
I think so.
The Jabberwocky looks exactly like that.
Now they're going into the mirror.
Into the maybe Phantom Zone.
So the mirror is back with Supergirl standing in front of it. At least this is still better than Superboy, the TV series.
Everything's better than Superboy, the TV series.
Problem with that show was you can only find the first season. Like, it's harder to find the other seasons, but you can probably find them. I need to sit down to watch them all, but like, I just have a hard concept of being Superboy.
Yeah.
When you're in college, and you're instead of just being Superman.
Yeah.
And Jimmy just said it. He just said so long, Supergirl.
The first and only time she's called Supergirl in this movie.
And Jimmy's not taking pictures even though he has his camera.
Seriously, that's not Jimmy Olsen. He'd be all over this. Oh.
He'd rather get some action from Miss Lane.
Oh, Jimmy. So this is actually a prequel to Rosemary's Baby. He's the husband to Mia Farrow.
Which is Kara's mom.
Yep.
And how do we get down from this castle?
Seriously.
That looks like Zordon's palace. Oh, it's gone.
Are we not going to talk about the fact that a mountain just disappeared?
Everybody's freaking out. So powerful. Where's this jacket?
It disappeared with the mountain.
I feel sorry for Discount Paul Rudd more than anybody in this movie.
I don't think this guy ever worked again.
He probably got hired just like, hey, he was actually a construction worker.
He was
building
a
the
PA.
set. Building the set. And they're like, hey, we need you to stand in as a construction worker in the scene. Okay, I can do that. You know what? We're actually going to make you a character. All right, where's she going? Okay? She's in water.
Is she going back to her planet home thing? Can she
So-
breathe underwater?
Hold her breath. So, she's flying with the Omega Hedron into water, back to Argo City that's hiding in an ocean for the credits to roll.
Okay, so this guy, Discount Paul Rudd, is Hart Bachner. Hart Bachner. He was in Die Hard.
Okay, so the credits are rolling, Chris, and we've had a lot to say, but final thoughts on Supergirl, the film,
Okay.
1984.
In all honesty, despite its many problems,
Yeah.
it's a fun movie. It is an interesting introduction to who Supergirl is. It does fall in line with the mythos that came with the Christopher Reeve Superman. I'd watch it again.
I'd watch it with
I
the
have watched
commentary.
it again.
I'd watch it sometime with the commentary.
I would say if I was to rate it
Out of 5.
out of 5, I would give it a 3.5 witches out of 5.
I would give it a 3. I feel there's a good movie in there, but there's too many
Somewhere.
themes conflicting and extra stuff.
There is a good movie in there somewhere.
And just like, I don't want to hate on anybody for it. I feel like it's just a drop of the ball because, like, Jaws 2 is a well-directed film, you know?
I think a lot of it comes down to it being more of a British-style film, and there's probably some budgetary, some writing, some other things that really just never came together as a full concept,
I
which
feel like
probably throws this under the bus a bit.
I feel like we do know the script issues. Basically, that this film had X going for it, and the script, and then they were like, oh man, Superman 3 didn't do well. Cut. And then they just hacked the script, and instead of really making it logical, they just took things and changed it. But there are some things that I can't really excuse, like the Argo City and water.
Yeah, I need to understand what that's about. There is clearly a cut or a script of this film that makes complete sense that never got fully realized.
Yeah. But, so that's Supergirl the movie from us. And we're just going to say you have to experience it for yourself. So,
and look forward to the TV show because I have a feeling it's going to be a lot better.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to the Kyrpton Report, the Supergirl podcast. Hit us up on Twitter at Kyrpton Report. Leave us a review on iTunes and let you know what you think, how the show can be better, your thoughts on Supergirl, and anything else you feel like chatting about. And I'll catch you next week.